What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Shopper Golf Channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Best 9 Bets. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. It goes a long way for me on this video. It goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. You might have seen Duke, my big Bernese mountain dog, moving around in the background, but he's only happy because he has the good kibble. Sepp Straka comes through for us in the outright market, 55-1. What a hit. Number 4 of the season. We're back on track, baby. And, well, I really like the shift to top 20 numbers. I said Sepp Straka. That top 20 number was my favorite. Better than 2-1 plus 230 that we got it at last week. Hopefully you're tuning in. Hopefully you're checking this out. Hopefully you're benefiting as well. Because, yeah, we're just going to keep doing the same thing that we did last week. No make, miss, cut section. Looking forward to that one. Top 20 market. And then, of course, the outrights, along with 2 matchups to get things going, per usual. Why don't you get things going over at BetMGM? You're going to get not just my Genesis Scottish Open betting card, but you're also going to get my Barbasol betting card. Yes, there is another PGA Tour event going on simultaneously. I'm not going to be covering that on this video, but I have some plays from it. I got a couple of them that I think we want to be firing up. If you want to get it for free, all you do is check out BetMGM. It's literally it. You go to the link below, you sign up, you get 2 free months, no risk to you. You just simply sign up, play whatever you want to play, and hey, that's not it. You're also going to get bonus bets back into your account on your first wager up to $1,000. So lots of great incentives, only if you're 21 and over. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. But we're heading to the Renaissance Club. We're heading to Scotland, baby. Open Championship next week. Very much looking forward to that. But I think these numbers are a little bit more beatable. We already have those numbers for that event next week. So why don't we just get to it, shall we? Without further ado, producer Alicia, scorecard time. Let's get to the picks. Sounded like an alarm clock. I didn't really like that one to get it going. But hole number 1, I like this one. The bane of my existence, Scottie Scheffler. If you have him in DFS, if you have him in Rainmakers cards, if you have them in any format where you're playing him individually, go ahead, fire up Scottie Scheffler. This is not me saying you should be targeting him, but we're going overseas. Yes, maybe this could look a little Texas blendish. I mean, it's a golf club that I think plays a little bit more like American-style golf, even though there are some links elements. Wind shouldn't be crazy based on what I've seen. If that changes, I will be updating you in the premium Discord here. But without further ado, Rory McIlroy, plus 125. I think this is a decent start to the card. We're heading overseas, and, well, Rory McIlroy is trying to defend his Open Championship at Royal Liverpool. Now, he didn't win last year. In fact, he fell apart in resounding fashion. Actually, Cameron Smith just went out and won it. Did you see that shot on 17 with the putter? It's ridiculous stuff. But Rory McIlroy, I think this is where you want to be invested in this market. We're looking at plus 900 for him outright. You're looking at Scottie Scheffler plus 650 over at DraftKings Sportsbook. I can't dabble with those numbers, but I do think plus 125, this has been a profitable strategy for us throughout the season. Are there times that it looks really, really dumb when Jon Rahm misses a cut at the Travelers and Scottie Scheffler blitzes him? Absolutely. But you start giving some of these big numbers, and you head across the pond. Rory McIlroy, one of the most beloved people. Once you get over there, I think he's ramping up here for a great, great major championship. The ball striking starting to look on point again. 7th in terms of strokes gained approach amongst his field in his last 50 rounds. 7th, 2nd, 9th, 7th, 7th. Looks eerily similar to that of Scottie Scheffler. So all things come to a head here. We have 5 straight putting positive weeks for Rory McIlroy. That does not exist on the Scottie Scheffler side of things. So if you don't have Scottie Scheffler be the best ball striker in the history of golf for 1 week, I think this is a 1 week. I'm going to keep going. Plus 125 is just a good number to be getting on Rory. So to get our card started, just a small half unit play. Don't go crazy, but I think Rory shouldn't be plus money here in some of these spots overseas. Kind of an exotic one that I'm looking at here next. We have the US Open champion, Wyndham Clark, but we're actually going to be targeting him in this head-to-head. We have Min Woo Lee, international sensation, New Zealand's own. His sister's very good at golf too. You should look it up. I'm sure they'll bring it up 54,000 times if he's in contention. But have you seen his form lately? The guy lost 4.5 shots with the approach and finished top 10 at the Travelers. Yes, a 9th we got out of Min Woo Lee. They're 5th at the US Open with positive strokes gained in every single category. Are we catching the up and up? Top 20 at the PGA Championship, 6th at the Players. Showing out in big events. And this is, for all intents and purposes, we don't get over to Scotland very often, so I'm going to call this a big event. It's the lead up to the Open Championship, and Min Woo Lee, just a lot more experience over the pond than that of Counterpoint, counterpart, Wyndham Clark on the other side. His approach game has been awesome. His putter, yeah, he's using the same jailbreak Odyssey that I think everybody's trying to purchase right now because it's him, Ricky Fowler, just racking up W's together. We have the win at the US Open, the win at the Wells Fargo, but amongst that, a 29th, a 12th at the Memorial, and a missed cut at the PGA Championship. Some weaker fields, 6th at the Corrales, 5th at the Valspar. I just think Minwoo sets up a little bit better for this particular golf course. And, well, I think this is another spot where equal form bleeds me towards the plus money side of things. So Minwoo Lee, close to the same outright number, close to just about everything here as Wyndham Clark, and a lot more familiarity here with Europe, with golf overseas. I think that's where we want to be clicking. So Minwoo Lee, my second head-to-head, just a half unit on that one as well. To the top 20 market, and I'm going to just say, oy vey. Oh. I'm taking the bait. We've reached the bottom, and I don't think it's actually the bottom. Justin Thomas on the board here. He's shown out in a couple of different events here, and we're talking top 20 numbers that are just insane. Get this, for example. Ricky Fowler, who didn't even get into last year's US Open, is now much higher ranked in the official World Golf Rankings and has a 14-1 number attached to him, whereas his counterpoint, Justin Thomas, counterpart. Come on, Eric, say the right words. 45-1 on Justin Thomas. But I'm looking at this 2-1 number as well here, plus 200 over at FanDuel Sportsbook. Best available number. Maybe this gets steamed up because I don't think people want to click on somebody who has 3 missed cuts in his last 4 events. But surrounding it with a 14th at the Wells Fargo, 9th at the Travelers, and you get on a golf course that I think suits pretty well for his golf game around the green game. Around the green game is such a big part of playing links golf. You have that creativity, you have that imagination. I saw him on Instagram. I'm just chipping out there with Jordan Spieth, living the life because he's got to know. God, I'm not feeling well if I'm doing stuff like that. But Justin Thomas for sure, 2-1. God, I got to do this in the top 20 market. Don't need much. Don't worry, he's on the betting card too. Justin Thomas, top 20. Let's go on. A staple of the betting card of late, we're looking at Eric Cole, who I think is probably one of the most underappreciated golfers on the planet of Earth. And I feel like I said that last week with Sepp Straka. I think that went well. A lot of iron play, a lot of spectacular stuff that we finally saw from Sepp Straka around the green. The putter, it got hot there on Sunday. It was beautiful stuff. It got hot the whole weekend, actually. But John Deere, 42nd, not the result you were looking for. Did bet him in that top 20 market, bet him outright. Again, Sepp Straka, I'm not going to complain about anything when you hit an outright on your card. Paying for a couple of weeks, a lot of weeks, in fact, going forward here at that 55-1 number. But Eric Cole, 4.9 strokes gained with the approach at the John Deere. At the US Open, where he finished 39th, 4.6. We also have a 24th at the Travelers, a 6th at the RBC Canadian, 24th at the Memorial. Those are 5 pretty good results, considering the off-the-tee game has been downright weak. But one of those really hard to analyze type things is what a 2-iron does out on some of these golf shots that you're going to be hitting on link style golf. Can he just hit some stingers out there, get some type of roll, and not have to hit the driver that's kind of been eluding him all season long? I think this could be one of those spots where, again, you just see that ball striking with those irons. I'm willing to be starting to take shots. I'm going to go to the outright market on him as well. We're going to be looking at nearly 5-1 here on FanDuel to top 20. I think he's one of the most underappreciated golfers as of right now. And hey, the around the green game, just stellar. We're talking 5+ strokes gained with the putter in 3 of his last 5 events. You give me that here with that around the green game. Hopefully not having to blast driver everywhere. Just get it in play, man. Just get it in play. Nice and easy. It's all in the hips. Eric Cole, hole number, 4. We're firing him up in the top 20 market. And to hole number 5, you want to get weird? Let's get weird. I couldn't believe when I updated my model that this guy was sneaking into the top of the market for me, mainly because I can't remember ever having an outright play on CT Pan. But here we are, friends. Welcome to the new age. Shen Sung Pan. We're going to be putting him in play. It's going to be lovely. Can I interest you in a 4th at the AT&T Byron Nelson, a 3rd at the RBC Canadian before, well, he fell apart around the green at the Travelers, but one tournament does not a golfer make. He's been flat around the green. We're talking 0 over the course of his last 5. We're talking just negative 0.1 over his last 20. But you go to a full sample size, all 163 of his previous tournaments, 0.2 above strokes gained around the green. So, like, overall, this has maybe just been a down year for it. Four straight weeks, significantly better off the tee for him after kind of losing it over the course of the FedEx Cup playoffs last season. I think those kind of spiked upside weeks are what we want to be targeting here for CT Pan now. I don't think I'm going to bet him outright, but I think I want to add a top 5 or a top 10. Kind of waiting to see if the markets can move this even further, but he is 300 to 1 in the outright market. Maybe I just put like 0.1 units on it. Take a 20 spot, put it down, feel good. Feeling good, feeling great. How are you? Just because if I'm right, I want to be really, really right when it comes to CT Pan here. I think he's got the golf game for it. Another guy coming from overseas, has an opportunity to travel a lot early in his professional career, shouldn't be fazed by the move over to Scotland here perennially. I know a lot of tour players got there last week during the John Deere, but alas, we're going to CT Pan, friends. Add him to the betting card. Top 20, 20 to 1. Huge number. Would be awesome to convert that one. Would also be awesome to convert you guys over to BetMGM. I know you have DraftKings and FanDuel, maybe even Caesars too. Those are all down below in the video description box below, but BetMGM we're partner with here right now, and 2 great offers that you get along with it. One, you're going to get my premium betting card every single week, Sunday through Friday. Saturday, it is the day of rest. It is the day of my wife and dog. Everything else, those other 6 days, and hey, Saturdays I'll jump in from time to time, but I am here to help you guys make money in the PGA streets, but also the MLB streets. So if you've ever checked out Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks over on the Odd Shopper channel, not the Odd Shopper Golf channel, firing that one up every single Monday through Friday for you, talking through the slate the night before, trying to get you closing line value. If you enjoy my analysis there or in the golf streets here, I guarantee you're going to love having my exact plays every single week in every single sport. So check that out over at BetMGM, but also up to $1,000 in bonus bets back on your first bet. So here's how it works. You deposit $50, you bet $50 on your first bet. If it loses, you're going to get $50 back. If it wins, you keep the money. Simple as that. Super easy ask, and hey, that will get you in to the premium Discord over at Odd Shopper here. So check that out. It's only if you're 21 and over, and if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. But let's try to get to the outright market. That's what you're waiting for. Let's run another Sepp Straka pack. I made that sound like Sepp Straka is here. Want to confirm, Sepp Straka is not here, but you know who is? Our guy. Brought him up earlier, Eric Cole. 150 to 1 at Caesars Sportsbook. Not a whole lot that needs to be added to the analysis early. If you just skipped ahead, go ahead and go back to the top 20 market. Talk through Eric Cole pretty much in depth. If I wasn't dying right now, if I wasn't losing my breath, just dying over on this end of the screen, I would be talking you through everything again. But just trust me, really good around the green, really good with the putter. 150 to 1 for somebody who's been elite amongst even the best players in the world over the last couple of tournaments. I'm interested. Fire it up, friends. Eric Cole on the betting card. Longest odds play, 150 to 1. I should probably talk you through this one more time. Justin Thomas is hole number 7, and we're looking at 45 to 1 on FanDuel Sportsbook. I've been avoiding it like the plague. Haven't fired him once. I've been staying away. Don't want to do it. Just biding my time, waiting for the number to get inflated. And hey, high variance golf with strong around the green game. Think Justin Thomas, this is the buy-in, especially because we have at least seen the irons have a pulse in recent weeks. The Travelers, 7.2 strokes gain approach. We had 4.2 at the Wells Fargo. Lots of good stuff around the green all season long in the putter. Well, he didn't lose anything. He just lost around the green at the Rocket Mortgage. Looked like he wanted the first flight out of Detroit. Can you blame him? I don't know. Detroit's a lovely spot, I think. I haven't been in a long time. What's that golf tournament Patrick Harrington won there? Played that golf course one time. Anyway, we're going to move ourselves along our merry way. Justin Thomas, 45 to 1. I'm a fish. Now to my 2 favorite plays from the outright market on the week, and we're going a little bit shorter than normal. I know there's going to be a lot of betting cards you see on twitter.com, 40, 50 to 1 north of it. Sam Burns didn't make the betting card. I'm just wait and see approach. God forbid he wins this golf tournament. You probably won't see me cover the Open Championship next week because I'll be in shambles. But we're looking, my friends, at Shane Lowry. 35 to 1 might seem a little bit trappy because we haven't seen a number quite like this from him all season long. But let's talk through a couple of the examples of why I still think this is a good play. For one, he can spike the irons from time to time in a pretty absurd way. If it's going to be a little bit less windy than you could be looking at for this kind of an event, well, that's really helpful. Also, his chipping does improve overseas when you break down some of his splits between playing in Europe and playing on the PGA Tour. And generally, I think of him having great hands. I'm not sure exactly what's happened here in the last couple, but he's lost 4 of his last 7 events in terms of around the green play. But He's been positive in 4 of 5 with the putter. He's spiked massively in 3 of his last 5 with the irons. We're talking 5.5 at the PGA, finished 12th. 4.5 at the Memorial, finished 16th. 19th at the Travelers, 5.4 game with that. Oh, and in the middle of it, 20th at the US Open, 43rd at the RBC Canadian Open. Nothing to be besmirched there from good Shane Lowry. So the big Irishman, looking forward to watching him get over there. I think he's got a really good chance over at Royal Liverpool, and it looks like the books do too. I'm a little bit surprised that I still find value in this 35-1 number considering the strength of this field. But hey, that is the splits of Links Golf, friends, and I think he's going to be better off heading over to going east. Well, he's going over the pond that way. I know he's in Florida now, getting accustomed to that, and the putter's been great on fast greens, but slow it down a little bit here. Still been pretty awesome throughout his career. So Shane Lowry, former Open champion. Let's get it going, my friend. Now, my favorite play, if we're talking DFS, if we're saying who I think wins this golf tournament, Xander Schauffele would be my bet. I think there's a really good chance he has to repeat, but do I really want to be betting him at 14-1? This number could look very tight. It could be 13-12 by the time you hear this. If it moves north of 17-18, maybe I'll add him last man in on the betting card. But as it stands right now, I'm happy to be getting Matt Fitzpatrick at 25-1. This is starting to get just a little bit too wide for the Englishman. He's a guy who's gained a lot of distance off the tee. It hasn't been very good in that department. Lost 3.2 strokes gained at the US Open, 1.7 at the Travelers. But the iron play has been sublime, like you might expect from him. Positive in 6 of his last 7 events. We're talking around the green game where he can really spike at 4.9 at the US Open. And of course, the putter, his calling card, won at the RBC Heritage, which I think there's a lot of comps. If I'm going to play Shane Lowry, if I'm going to be playing him, I think this golf course, not saying it's a perfect comp to Harbour Town, but has that linksy look while still having a lot of trees, while still having some wind play and wreak havoc with your golf ball. I think it's a weird comp that actually plays out pretty well for me looking at Harbour Town Golf Links. So Shane Lowry and Matt Fitzpatrick, I think make nice correlated plays, something that I don't always fire up here. But as always, when we're playing overseas, the last thing I want to add, pay attention to the weather drop. Pay attention to what weather looks like. This will be locking, if you're on the West Coast, on Wednesday night around 11:30. You'll want to have your bets in before that. On the East Coast, it's like 2:15 a.m. Have fun with that one, y'all. But either way, I want Shane Lowry and I want Matt Fitzpatrick. I think they're both in store to put something up. Go Europe. And that does it for another edition of Liddy's Best 9 Bets. Head to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays for the Genesis Scottish Open here at the Renaissance Club. Very much looking forward to this one. The Open Championship. It's going to be a lot of fun next week, huh? You might want to tune in for that one. Let your friends know. Retweet this, like this, do all of the nice things if you could, just to keep this one going. Hopefully I can bring you some more winners like Sepp Straka, Corey Connors. We've had some big ones so far this season. Let's try to keep it going here. And hey, go Eric Cole. That would be a wild one, wouldn't it? One time dealer. Oh, maybe I had CT Pan too. I'm a sick person. But until next time, friends, until the next major, our last major of the season, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the PGA streets this weekend in Scotland.